Hi guys, so it's spring break, for me at least. I'm not sure for any of you guys, but if it is, have a good spring break. I probably won't post a lot because I'm going to be spending a lot of time with my new niece and my other family members. But I wanted to post something for you guys, so here it is. Today, if you've seen the title, you saw the title in the thumbnail, you know what we're doing. So, here we go. It was Bakugo's twin, but he was older. He was older than you, by like 1 minute. Some people can automatically recognize your twins, but Bakugo always loves to brag that how he's a minute older than you, even though it doesn't make much of a difference. One time when Bakugo was getting his quirk, he was showing off to Deku, and he was nearby. But he let out too big of an explosion, and it made a super loud noise. Out of nowhere, you couldn't hear anything. He started crying, saying that you couldn't hear anything. You couldn't hear anything. Their parents took you to the hospital and the doctor said that you lost your hearing due to the explosion. Ever since then, Bakugo felt really, really guilty. But you guys' parents didn't hold it up against him because he didn't intentionally mean to make you deaf. So, you took special lip reading classes. So, even if you can't hear a person, you can read their lips. And secretly, ever since that day, Bakugo didn't really like the idea of using his power around you. Because he didn't like the thought of he hurting you again. But if you know Bakugo very well, he doesn't like to say his emotions out loud. So he keeps the secret to himself. And he's very, very overprotective of you. Like, even if a guy even talks to you, he'll lay out full death threats. And your mom is just kind of the same too, but she's less overprotective of you. But when he got extremely worried is when you got into UA. He didn't like the thought of you getting hurt again. But he tried to reassure himself, saying that you're tough enough to handle it. And he was right. Your quirk is also a explosion blaze quirk, but unlike Bakugo, like you can shoot fire out of your mouth like a dragon. I don't know why, but a lot of people in your school named you Dragon Princess. I don't know why, but you just stick with the nickname. He was even thinking about it, becoming your hero name, but changing it into Princess to Queen instead. So he was eating lunch by himself because he didn't really know anyone there, and some purple hood kid asked if he could sit with you. You, reading his lips, said yeah. He sat down. He looked a little worried. He asked him what's wrong, and he just said nothing. He turned around and was still talking to you, but you couldn't read his lips. He tapped his hand, saying that you were deaf and you couldn't hear him unless he was facing towards you. Oh, he apologized a lot because he didn't know. He asked you if you wanted to visit a new cafe that opened, to make it up to you. And he said, sure. And he said, it's a date then. Oh, and then all of a sudden he got super flustered, saying, wait, I didn't mean like that. It's not a date if you don't want it to be. And then you turned around and said, it can be a date. I don't mind. So, you and Tamaki meet up at the cafe. And somehow, by some miracle, the devil himself, Bakugo, shows up there. And he was pretty pissed when he saw some guy hanging out with you, or like he likes to call it, extras. He approached up the table and he said, like, where were you? He was late. You said everything was fine. You were just having lunch with friends. Like with guy friends. He was still pretty pissed at you. Until you, like, had to drag you away to the house. He had to drag you away from the cafe. You couldn't stay mad at him because he's your brother. You know he just cares about you, but sometimes it gets really on your nerves. But sometimes you have to learn how to deal with it. There's nothing like you can do to make him stop. So you just have to live with it. When he got home, he was still yelling at you. Even though you couldn't hear him, you knew he was yelling, based on the shape of his mouth. You said he was sick and tired of him being so overprotective of you. You want to live your own life, not having him for being like a bodyguard around you every 10 seconds, every time when someone asks you to hang out. He was shocked at you. You usually talk in a soft and calm voice, but this time he was the one yelling, and which was very rare for you. Your parents walked into the room. They had to get you guys to stop fighting. But he was still pretty pissed at Bakugo for ruining your date like that. And the boy was super cute, which made it even worse. But you know what even made it more worse? That when Bakugo told your mom that he was on a date, she was asking a bunch of questions, and she wanted to meet him. You guys weren't official. You kept on trying to tell her that, but she didn't take no for an answer. So, the next day you had to ask Tamaki to come visit your parents, because Bakugo. Tamaki was a little flustered because, like, you weren't really dating, you just were hanging out. You went on, like, one first date and all of that, and Bakugo ruined it. But he didn't say no to you, because he was making a little puppy eye face. And trust me, that puppy eye dog face, the puppy face you make, no one can resist. Even Bakugo. So he reluctantly said, and Tamaki reluctantly said, yeah, he'll go. So, sooner or later, when you guys were walking to your house, something was wrong. You read Tamaki's expression. He was biting his lip and he was worried. You told him not to worry about it. Your parents are really chill. He said that's not what he was worrying about. He turned around and see a monstrous villain attacking. You had to get outside. You called Bakugo for backup, but he wasn't picking up. I think he was still probably mad at you for yelling at him. And he still kind of felt bad. So you have to do this by yourself. You and Tamaki were fighting a villain until they called out a Numu. It was extremely hard for you guys to fight them off. But out of nowhere, a Numu appeared. He was about to punch Tamaki, but he had super reflexes. He was able to jump in front of the Numu's punch before he can punch Tamaki, punching you instead and sending you to a nearby building wall. He couldn't feel anything, and he was starting to black out. He only can remember Tamaki's face before everything turned black. Alright guys, that's the end of part 1. There'll be more parts, don't worry. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Bye.